Hi, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests. Hope you are doing well, and good evening to the viewers watching in Indonesia. Thank you for joining us on this lovely morning at the exclusive webinar on exploring trade opportunities with Indonesia and the road to the virtual Trade Expo Indonesia 2020. Before we start, I would like to cover a few housekeeping topics. Today's webinar is being recorded, and will be able to share a link with you after the event is complete. And we welcome you to revisit the content yourself and share it with your friends and colleagues. We also invite you for your comments and questions. Please look at the Q&A chat box on your screen. If you think of a question for the speakers at any point, just type it in here and I will either pose it to our speakers at that time or hold it for the discussion portion at the end of the event. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Billy Anugrah. I am the head of Indonesian Trade Promotion Center in Chicago. I will be your host this morning. ITPC Chicago, we are an Indonesian government agency. We are operating under Ministry of Trade of Indonesia with the vocal role of promoting and facilitating trade between Indonesia and America. Currently, we have 19 ITPC offices around the world, including 2 here in the United States, in Chicago and in LA. First, I would like to extend my utmost appreciation for Indonesian Consul General in Chicago, His Excellency Mr. Mary Binsar Simorangkir. Good morning, sir. And Office of Consul General of Indonesia in Chicago for its full support in co-hosting this wonderful event. I also would like to address our highest appreciation for our fantastic lineup of keynote speakers today that already joined us today. Indonesian Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs, His Excellency Mr. Mahendra Siregar. Indonesian Ambassador for the United States, His Excellency Mr. Muhammad Lutfi. Good morning, sir. And our Director General for National Export Development, His Excellency Mr. Kasan Muhri. Good evening, sir. And also join with us Mr. Vibiadi Pradana, the Vice General Manager of Debindo. It's the organizer of Virtual Trade Expo Indonesia 2020. I also would like to address some of the familiar faces in the audience today. I see some of the a representative from the Chicagoland Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Joey Mack. Good morning, sir. Mr. Larry Bashmakovich, good morning. Thank you for joining us. And some of my friends, Mike Gabriel and also Mauricio, good morning to you. Thank you for joining us today. And also, I would like to congratulate America for the smooth and successful process of election this week. We heard it was estimated 160 million votes were cast in this year's election, which equates to a record-breaking turnout rate, I guess, of like around 67%. We wish you a peaceful and smooth process ahead, and we can assure you that any outcomes of this election, Indonesia remains an ally, a strategic partner, and a close friend to United States of America. In fact, this year marked as one of the best momentum of U.S. and Indonesia economic relations. So despite of the pandemic situation, all around the world, our bilateral trade remains in a great shape. And as one of the America's top trading partners, not only in the region but also around the world, Indonesia continued to demonstrate a major improvement in our trade policy to provide the United States with the equitable and reasonable market access for the U.S. goods and services, which includes some of the great products in manufacturing sector or agricultural sector. On the other hand, the United States also has provided us with the United States Generalized System of Preferences, or as we know as GSP program, which has helped to strengthen our trade relations. The GSP facility itself has secured a valuable market access for Indonesian businesses to be part of the strategic supply chain for US companies. I believe with our effective strategies, we can continue to work to strengthen our bilateral trade partnership with the United States, and we can ensure a prosperous, fair, and reciprocal trade between the two great nations. So, without further ado, we will have 2 hours to go for this webinar. The first one, I would like to welcome Indonesian Consul General in Chicago, His Excellency Mr. Mary Pinsar Simorangkir, to open the event and also to deliver an opening remark. Consul General, the floor is yours.
Introduction. Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia, His Excellency Mr. Mahendra Sregar, Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia to the United States of America, His Excellency Mr. Muhammad Lutfi, Director General for National Export Development Ministry of the Republic of Indonesia, Mr. Hasan Muhri, and the representative from Chicagoland Chamber of Commerce, the Economic Club of Chicago, International Trade Association of Greater Chicago, Illinois Chamber of Commerce, and the World Business Chicago. We are also delighted that this webinar has attracted more than 120 people across the globe from Indonesia, Australia, Canada, Vietnam, Poland, Finland, United Arab Emirates, Singapore, India, and of course, the United States. Distinguished audience, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. First, I would like to convey my highest appreciation to our keynote speakers, Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs, His Excellency Mr. Mahendra Sregar, and Ambassador Muhammad Lutfi, as well as our guest speaker, Director General Mr. Hasan Muhri, for taking time to be here with us. Second, allow me to extend my utmost appreciation and congratulate America for the successful process of election this week. As one of America's strategic partner, Indonesia, government wishing you a peaceful and smooth process ahead. It is such a pleasure to me be here in this morning and evening in Jakarta to usher a new chapter in the trade relations between Indonesia and the United States, as we have new ambassador in town now, an expert in trade and economic diplomacy. We are here today to discuss about how we can improve the bilateral trade relations between Indonesia and the United States by capitalize every opportunity, and how we can move forward after the GSP review is now concluded. Distinguished speakers, ladies and gentlemen, in 2019, with GSP's assistance, Indonesia's exports were valued at $2.63 billion or 14.7% of the entire Indonesia export to the United States. For the period of January up to August 2020, the export was valued at $1.87 billion, an increase of 10.6% year on year. And this year, despite everything that has been happening, the extension of GSP to Indonesia is the right opportunity for both countries. We are also here to explore the possibilities offered by the annual Indonesian Trade Expo. Positive update about Indonesia's GSP review came at the right time, as Indonesia will for the first time host a virtual Trade Expo Indonesia in November from 10 up to 16 November 2020. Trade Expo Indonesia is the biggest trade expo in the region, and it has been curated into carefully categorized sectors as to make the transaction to be as smooth and efficient as possible. We also have prepared fully staffed chat room to make sure we can answer as many questions from you all as possible during the event. Distinguished speakers, ladies and gentlemen, pandemic might hamper the way we used to do things, but technology gives us a way out. In 2019, Trade Expo Indonesia generated a total transaction of 10.95 billion US dollar. Even with COVID-19, robust trade transactions keep happening between Indonesia and the United States. Some even saw significant increase, including furniture, wood products, jewelry, chemical, and seafood. May I also add that Chicago stands ready to usher a better economic relation between Indonesia and the United States. Distinguished speakers, participants, ladies and gentlemen, I shall conclude my remarks by once again thanking you for your participation and wish you a fruitful discussion during today's seminar. It is my sincere hope that topics of discussion during today's seminar will encourage lively interaction among all the participants present here. I thank you.
Thank you so much for your great remark, Consul General. And move on to our next schedule. We would welcome our first keynote speaker, Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs of Republic of Indonesia, His Excellency Mr. Mahendra Siregar. Unfortunately, due to unexpected last-minute change in the schedule last night, the Vice Minister sent his regret. He might not be attending this event today live because he's needed to in another place at this moment and unable to deliver his remarks live. However, he had pre-recorded his keynote speech just a few hours ago, and we will play it for the audience now.
Very good morning to you all participants toward the Virtual Trade Expo 2020 webinar. It's my great pleasure to speak in front of you on this occasion because Indonesia and the US have just concluded a very important and strategic milestone in our economic and trade relations. Just last week, the USTR has announced that the GSP review on Indonesia had been concluded. This is an important milestone indeed, not only because we can continue exporting close to 800 out of 3,500 products to the US without having to pay any duty, but also important to note that the collaboration on the GSP conclusion means that the US is satisfied with the progress of reform that has taken place in Indonesia, ranging from the reform on the trade restriction and investment environment improvement. This is a very great progress indeed, because the level of confidence, the level of understanding between the two governments have improved with the conclusion of this negotiation. Now, of course, we hope that the business that the exporters, the traders, the investors would be able to capitalize this progress. In Indonesia, ourselves, we have also just implemented the historical legislative reform in the job creation law. The law that has revised close to 80 other laws that were considered creating risk and uncertainties to economic and business environment taken place in Indonesia. It has covered about 1,500 articles revising the 80 laws that I mentioned earlier. So we are very confident that the introduction of this, what we also call as omnibus law, would improve significantly the business and investment environment in Indonesia. It would simplify all the process, the procedure, and the steps that are needed to build business activities and presence and exchanges with the Indonesian stakeholders. So with that, I would like to inform and make an impression on you that this is the best time for us to increase and enhance our business collaboration. Going forward, the Indonesian and the US government are considering to discuss the possibility of the so-called limited trade deal negotiation that would be permanent and more ambitious. We hope that this agreement and negotiation of that can be done as soon as possible, because both sides are eager to double the value of trade between the two countries, which now approaching 30 billion US dollars to 60 billion US dollars in a period of 5 years. On another matter, we also would like to see more investment of the United States in many sectors in Indonesia, including sectors that would require more diversified base within the global value chain, that take the lesson learned from the current pandemic situation, that such base could not be too heavily dependent on one geographical location. Indonesia is certainly the best opportunity and alternative to that. There are many US and other foreign direct investments coming into Indonesia and identifying possibilities in Indonesia. And we all here are eager and keen to welcome you all. With regard to the investment in infrastructure, in strategic industries, we also have many existing as well as new initiatives. Among others, Indonesia has just launched the so-called Indonesia Sovereign Wealth Fund, which would also invite the investment and participation from official institutions like the Development Finance Corporation of the United States, as well as many other institutional investors. So as you can see, we are now embarking toward a higher level of collaboration between the two countries and really capitalizing the momentum that we have. And of course, we respectively and jointly have to continue addressing the challenges created by the global pandemic of the COVID-19. But I think it's very clear now, at the same time, we need to continue exploring the possibilities, the opportunities on the economy and the economic collaboration. Because only with the commitment to address the pandemic and continue improving the economic condition, then we can really overcome the challenges that we have to face with regard to this global pandemic. I hope really this is another good opportunity for my American friends, colleagues, to understand in great detail on which products, commodities that you are interested in from Indonesia. And of course, this is the best opportunity for you to build stronger network and collaboration with your partners in Indonesia. I wish you all a very successful video conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Minister, for the great remarks. And thank you for your great insight and updates about the Indonesian business policy and the recent update about the job creation law. Um, Echoing your remark, I truly believe that Indonesia has done a tremendous improvement, of course, in our policy to ensure a friendlier business climate and more efficient and streamlined regulations in trade and investment. And also, we're improving really hard to cut all the red tapes. Um, and one of the breakthrough policies, namely job creation law, I believe is one of the tools to reach that goals. Next, I am truly honored to welcome our next honorable keynote speaker, our recently appointed Indonesian ambassador for the United States of America, His Excellency Mr. Muhammad Lutfi. Prior to his appointment as Indonesian ambassador for the U.S., um, Ambassador Lutfi has an exceptional experience in the government and also professional level. He served as the chairman of Indonesian Investment Coordinating Board from 2005 to 2009, and Indonesian Trade Minister in 2014. And this is also his second time served as Indonesian ambassador. Because prior to this, he was Indonesian ambassador for Japan from 2010 to 2013. So without further ado, Ambassador.
Um, Thank you, Billy. Good morning. Good evening to those of you following this webinar from Indonesia. It's not up yet, the sun here in Seattle. This is part of my commitment to address the grower, and I have not been allowed to wear my suits. So I'm going to wear my sweater, my corduroy, and my jacket as well, because it seems like it's going to be rainy and wet here in the Washington state. Consul General, thank you very much for this, for facilitating this. Thank you, Billy, for doing this. I think it's very important. If my nephew and my niece can follow school with this digital platform, I'm pretty sure that we can all do this as a new normal. Ladies and gentlemen, I think the Consul General have mentioned about all the numbers and the importance by the Vice Minister. I would like to give my take on how Indonesia and United States will do its economics, its trade and investment relations in the future. First of all, Indonesia is changing its modality in seeing opportunity of trade. In the past, during competition time, this is when I learned economics from President Reagan and Prime Minister Thatcher back in the 90s, or late 80s, early 90s, that there's competitions creates a lot of winners and losers, and efficiency, good products will be the it in order to survive competitions. Now the era is collaborations. In the previous era, we try to set so many trade barriers, so many levy in order to sell more, but buy the least buy the least. But now this is changing. We are in the collaborations. Everybody has to pitch into a new modality of trade, and Indonesia understands that. Now the understanding of buying more in order to sell even more is a new modality. And this illustrates with our extensions of the privilege of GSP, and this is also illustrates with Indonesian trade diplomacy abroad. When I was at trade in 2014, Indonesia only had two trade agreements. One is with Pakistan. It was a what we call preferential trade agreement. It was just for short tenure, and the idea is for Indonesians to sell more of its crude palm oil, and we can be cheaper, better pricing from the Malaysians, about 20%. It's expired, I think, in 2019 and have not been extended. The second free trade agreement was with Japan. And the rest is ASEAN scheme, which is ASEAN countries, the 10 ASEAN countries, including some partner dialogues, and that's it. When I left trade, almost left trade, there was a discussions of Indonesia joining TPP. And I knew then in 2014, Indonesia was on a different mentality, different modality of trade, different trade diplomacy understanding. So I left with the with the opportunity of joining TPP as a history. But now Indonesia, in the last 5 years, in the first 5 years of Pak Jokowi's administrations, had changed. We are negotiating a lot with countries like Australia. We negotiated, we signed it, we rectify it, and it's in play. Now we are in discussions with the European Union. We signed something with what we call Small Europe with EFTA. This is a trade agreement between Indonesia and 4 small countries in Europe. That is Switzerland, Liechtenstein, Norway, and Iceland, if I'm not mistaken. But this trade agreement will give us a lot of hands, in order to navigate ourselves in Brussels. So changing, we signed one with Chile, and I think we're gonna sign more. And doing this, it's part of surviving in the future. And this is the new modality. In order to sell more, we have also buy more. This is part that I think USD are appreciated. This is my commitment that, making sure that American products can and will compete nicely in Indonesian market, a market of 270 million people and growing. The second transformation is Indonesia right now is changing itself from seller of basic commodities, half-finished products, into industrial goods. So this is also a change. If you look in 2019 number, there is a new product coming in, that is automotive. Automotive is a very sophisticated industry with 1,200 parts in a car, and it has at least 6 tiers of industrializations, and it creates a lot of jobs and export and create a lot of foreign exchange for the country that's doing it. So if you look, the investment, the Japanese investment between 2010 to 2014, they have at least invested around $8 billion. And in 2017 and 2018, we saw that the foreign exchange coming from automotive industries has been creeping up into the system. So last year, I believe it's number 4 or number 5 in making Indonesian goods very important. So I told my foreign service guys in Jakarta and all over the world that the name, the brand can be Mitsubishi, Toyota, Daihatsu, Suzuki, but it's Japanese name, but it is Indonesian made. So if something happened with these products, Indonesian diplomats will get involved. And surely enough, I'm seeing that the opportunity of flooding the Australian market with Indonesian cars will be inevitable. So this is also transforming a new things of Indonesia. And I think will be followed. We had a big investment in eastern part of Indonesia for stainless steel. Right now, because of the investment, Indonesia is one of the biggest stainless steel producer in the world, and we are going to follow this in the near future as well. So the third one is the trade facilitations. GSP is a very important step, making Indonesia the biggest country next year to enjoy this GSP. And as you know, GSP is an illustration of the good relations between the country and GSP recipient. It shows that Indonesia shares common value and norms with the United States. Common value and norms that today will be, this is an open and big democracy. We are countries that are upholding the rule of law. We guarantee the freedom to choose, the freedom to speak, and these points will make Indonesia stand very tall to the United States in the region. And we have a lot of issues in the regions, but we are sure with this norms and values, making Indonesia with the same interest to making sure that the region is peaceful, because only through peaceful region we can create prosperity for the region as well. So GSP is very important. Out of 10,000 tariff lines, we have the privilege of selling 3,572 items in a line. We only doing it for 20%, or around 729 tariff lines. This needs to be a jump up a lot more. There's commitment, like Mr. Vice Minister says, that we are going target about 60 billion in the near future. And this is an effort that we have to do. We want to make sure that Americans selling more to Indonesia from around 7-8 billions to 9 billions today, and doubling that. And Indonesia would also to sell even more and doubling that. We would like to give a different taste of Indonesian product. If in the past our automotive export is only 34 millions, I would like to see that to grow to $3 to $4 billion, because we can and we have the ability to do it. This is also a part that will be changing in the near future. If in the past we are very hesitant to join a multilateral trade agreement, I think it's inevitable. This will be a one pathway that we have to do, not only Indonesia, but the whole world has to do it too, to ensure that trades will take place with development, and trade will fight poverty, trade will create prosperity. So I'm not surprised if Indonesia will be signing the regional comprehensive economic partnership soonest. We've been talking this for years and years, but hopefully this will be the final part of it. And then the second part is, I will not be surprised if Indonesia will be in negotiation to join TPP, so CPTPP. So these are our new forms of Indonesian diplomacy for trade. And please follow us. Indonesia would like to be countries that be successful in the United States. And as my terms here for 3 years just start last month, I will also want to make sure that Indonesia can buy more from the United States. I will work with my the Indonesian Trade Promotion Office in Los Angeles and Chicago. I will come and see the Consul General soon, and would like to make sure that soybeans, wheat, apple, citrus, grapes, this is something that we would like to buy even more from the United States. It's a commitment, and this is an understanding of creating collaborations between Indonesia and the United States, create prosperity together, and create wealth for our countries together. Mr. Consul General, I think that's my 2 cents of what I see of Indonesia and United States trades in the future. And hopefully you have a very good meeting. I have to jump into a car 2 hours from here to call Yakima. This is an apple grower's commitment to sell and buy even more from the United States and Indonesia. I thank you, and hopefully that you got a good meeting. And please, to survive, we have to survive this Zoom also. If our 4 or 5 years kid can do it, we can too. I thank you. Good job, Billy. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Ambassador, and have a safe trip to Yakima, sir. Thank you for your excellent remarks about the current state of trade and investment relationship between Indonesia and the United States, and how both nations should be ready to take one big step forward toward more strategic and comprehensive economic cooperation based on the new modalities that we need to develop together. As the ambassador said, there are many untapped opportunities in many sectors that needs to be explored more and capitalized by both enterprises and companies from both nations. So therefore, I believe more intensive coordination and engagement is imminent in order to develop more concrete and more tangible prospects. And as a part of Indonesian representatives, ITPC, and also along with the Indonesian consulates in Chicago, and also Indonesian consulates in New York, Houston, San Francisco, LA, plus the Indonesian embassy in Washington, D.C., we are in full support to provide information, assistance, and also facilitating businesses from both countries. We will have the Q&A session after at the end of the event, and after this, we still have two more speakers. The next one, I am very honored to welcome our Director General for National Export Development, Ministry of Trade of Indonesia, His Excellency Mr. Kasan Muri, to deliver his remarks. Director General has served an excellent record as a bureaucrat in the Ministry of Trade of Indonesia. Prior to his current position, he also served as the head of Trade Policy Analysis and Development Agency. He also played a key role during the Indonesia's GSP review process with the United States and with the USTR as Indonesia's vice chair negotiator. So without further ado, Director General, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Billy. I think I don't want to present our PowerPoint that we have preparing. I just to add a few stressing and also the policy, especially on promotion and also the trade relation between Indonesia and the US. Honorable Consul General and His Excellency Pak Mahendra Siregar, despite he already present by videotaping, and also Ambassador Indonesia in Washington, His Excellency Pak Muhammad Lutfi, just give the remarks, and all the participants. So I just want to add some stressing between Indonesia and the US. First, I think we know that US for Indonesia is very important because in trade relations, US is our destination export after China. But trade figures between Indonesia and the US, I think still below from the potentials between the two countries. Because if we compare with the ASEAN countries like Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, even Singapore, so Indonesia is behind the ASEAN countries as a US partner in trade. So this is, I think, we have to do and we have to improve. One of these policy is about the promotion, I think. So I think promotion policy is part of our job in Ministry of Trade to increase the bilateral trade between Indonesia and the US. Second point that we want to stress in this event also, fortunately, Indonesia and US is complementary. It means that Indonesian products and the US products is not compete head to head, because we can build the something like powerhouse. Powerhouse means we can import US products and we produce the value-added products from the raw material import from the US. As His Excellency Ambassador Muhammad Lutfi mentioned, for example, about the soybean. I think this is a good example for Indonesia to make the something like powerhouse of these products, because Indonesia can produce derivative products from soybeans and also wheat. US did not make like noodles, but Indonesia can big benefit from importation of the wheat from the US. Then Indonesia also can gain benefit when Indonesia produce the noodles and export to more than 80 countries in the world. So because Indonesia products and US products is complementary between both sides, I think this is a good situation for US and Indonesia to increase first not only in the trade in goods but also investment relation between the US and Indonesia. Indonesia needs investment, as already mentioned by His Excellency Vice Minister and also His Excellency Ambassador Muhammad Lutfi. And specifically to address about promotions, I want to explain some information about the Trade Expo this year through digital platforms, or we call it the Trade Expo Indonesia with the digital platform or this is one of our strategy to promote our Indonesian products, including to US buyers or US business players. Trade Expo Indonesia normally will be held regularly, yearly in October. But because of pandemic COVID-19 this year, at the beginning in April this year, our minister already made decisions to cancel this trade expo in offline. But early or August this year, our minister and the Minister of Maritime and Investment Affairs has already concluded and proposed to Trade Expo Indonesia this year should be held, but the format should be digital. So this is the decision made by our minister, and then we preparing this Trade Expo virtual exhibitions, and we hope this a big opportunities, especially for the US business players, to explore our Trade Expo through explore in digital. This is like game players or buyers to look for the products or services that the buyer needs. Because based on our statistics for Trade Expo during 5 years, buyer always increase, exhibitor always increase, transactions always increase. And this year's with the Trade Expo, with the digital platforms, the first time we just targeted only 200 until 300 exhibitors to participate in this digital platform of Trade Expo Indonesia number 35. In fact, until today, the exhibitor is already registered and will be participate in this expo. It's more than 600. It means very enthusiasm from the exhibitors to gain the benefit and to use this expo with the digital platform. And I think they are very optimistic to get the benefit from this Trade Expo. On the other hand, the buyers who already registered until today by real time register this expo is already registered for buyers 2,072 buyers from more than 90 countries, almost 100 countries. And also including the US. The US buyers who already registered in this trade expo is about 64 buyers. But I think this is the big opportunities for US business player or US buyers to explore, to look for a good product, a good quality, and also this is the opportunities to make deal in investment, not only trades in goods, and also sector on services, I think is part of this expo. So we hope and please to all the participants, especially the US business players, register as a buyers, come to this expo, will be open at 10 November next week until 16. But the display of these products will be starting from 10 November until 10 December. And the products, including services, manufacturing products, furniture and craft products, food and beverage, fashion, accessories, and multi-products. And also we have the event during this expo. All events will be held in virtual events. So we have 3 tourism and investment forum, we have business matching, we have a business forum, and we have the counseling. And also, we thanks to all the Indonesian representatives in more than 132 all over the world, also to US representative office, in embassy, in consul general, our ITPC has already engaged in this expo, and we hope the success of Trade Expo Indonesia virtual exhibitions, and also thank you for your dissemination and socialization of this expo in this evening from Jakarta, and also in the morning in US. So today, I just finished our job with our minister in Cirebon, and I am here in Cirebon, still in Cirebon, and we just launching an expo for rattan furniture. There are 3 exporters, and mostly this product is export to US. Last 2 weeks ago in Yogyakarta, we have also launching the export from 7 exporters from Jogja, and 6 exporters, particularly the furniture and home decor product, and they are exporting those products to the US. In Jogja and in Cirebon, I saw that those export of furniture and home decor products to US increase mostly double. So this is a good situation, and this is a good news for us, and also for in Indonesian performance of trade from Indonesia to US. So I think this pandemic COVID-19 is blessing for furniture exporter, not only from Cirebon, but also from Jogja. And I think this is the situation that we are facing in Indonesia. And I am sure that US is still a big market, a big opportunities for our export, because until September, our export to the US is also still increased almost 2%. Not many countries still increase during pandemic COVID-19 of our exports. Only like our export to China increase, to US increase, to Australia increase, to Switzerland increase, but the rest mostly decrease. So I think this is a good situation, a good performance, a good figure between Indonesia and US. And last but not least, I wish you all take the benefit from this event, and also a good job to our colleagues, Pak Consul General, and also the our staff in ITPC in Chicago and also in LA. Please continue this platform to disseminate to all the US business players, and also for the next future we will and we have to make more promotions to the US markets. So because we have the opportunity, we have the products, and also we have the good quality of our export in Indonesia. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Director General, for sharing your valuable updates and information. And we appreciate you joining with us tonight, because it's almost 10:30 p.m. in Jakarta. So I really appreciate you joining with us, sir. Thank you. And as Director General mentioned, this
Yeah,
year's
I still in Cirebon, Billy. So could I leave first?
yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you
Okay.
so much,
Okay.
Adir General.
Yeah. Thank you, Pak Konsul Jenderal.
Okay, as the Director General mentioned, this year's Virtual Trade Expo Indonesia 2020 is just around the corner. It is the biggest trade show in Indonesia and one of the biggest in the region, and it will be held from November 10th to November 16th. And of course, due to the pandemic circumstances, for the first time ever, it will be held virtually. We will take you to explore all great businesses opportunities in Indonesia through the entire virtual one of a kind experience. So I've tried it, I think, few times last week, and it was astounding. So it's like you are walking in a real trade show. So of course, due to pandemic, I think we all need to survive. As the ambassador said, we have to learn how to adapt in a new normal. And I think one of the solution for to overcome that one and staying productive is having a virtual engagement. So the to learn more about the details of the virtual trade expo in Indonesia and more technical information about the event, next I would like to invite Mr. Bibiadi Pradana. He's the Vice General Manager of Debindo, the organizer for Virtual Trade Expo Indonesia 2020, to deliver his presentation. And I think it will be interesting to see all the products and then all the interface of the virtual trade expo. And probably we'll play a short video at the end of this presentation. Mr. Bibi, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Hello, thank you, Mr. Billy, for passing to me. First of all, I would like to send warmest greeting to Mr. Mahendra Siregar as the Vice Minister of Indonesia Foreign Affairs, and then Mr. Muhammad Lutfi as Ambassador Republic of Indonesia to the United States of America, then to Mr. Kasan Muhri as Director General National Development Export Development Ministry of Trade Republic Indonesia, and lastly for Mr. Mary Simorangkir as the Consular General for the Republic of Indonesia in Chicago, and also all the ITPC team representative in Chicago. It's been an honor for me to be able to speak in front of you all. So without further ado, I would like to share about the Trade Expo Indonesia virtual exhibition. So as a preview, before all of the buyers join or register to the Trade Expo Indonesia virtual exhibition. Maybe we start from the very beginning page, Mr. Billy.
Will do.
Okay, as you can see in the screen, this is the general information, a glimpse preview about the Trade Expo Virtual Exhibition 2020. This year, we'll be using sustainable trade in the digital era as our theme, and it will be running from 10 until 16 of November. However, the showcase of the product and services will be available until 1 month. So all the buyers can still access the website and looking for product and services that are available inside the Trade Expo. The place is using Virtual Indonesia Convention and Exhibition as a new landmark of Trade Expo Indonesia. So Mr. Kasan and also Ministry of Trade asked the EO or Debindo to build a similar venue virtually because Trade Expo is already identical with ISBSD. So the venue will be virtually inside ISBSD city. So there is no different at all. So the time, operation time will be 10 a.m. until 10 p.m. Indonesian time. However, if you still want, if the buyer still want to communicate with the exhibitor, it's still available. However, above 10 p.m. Indonesian time or Jakarta time, maybe the exhibitor will reply you tomorrow after the you send the message. So inside the virtual exhibition, there will be a virtual exhibition itself, then opening ceremony, business matching, business forum, and then closing ceremony, information center, and then TTI forum, then also business counseling, and many other forum that's still in develop with the Ministry of Trade team. And then we also doing a heartily promotion inside Indonesia or outside using website, social media, radio advertisement, digital FMS or first mail shot and then second mail shot. And also we have EDM, email direct marketing, and also the last one is media partners. So we have already more than 47 media partners from local, also international. Okay, inside the virtual exhibition, there will be three basic features or very crucial features. The first of all, the virtual exhibition, then there will be a virtual business forum and also virtual business matching. So virtual business matching will be inside the virtual exhibition. So all the buyers can make an agenda or schedule to request business matching with the exhibitor. So when you send the request and the exhibitor accept it, there will be an open discussion for 1 hour. So you can directly communicate or doing business one-on-one with the exhibitor. Next, please. So this is the flow chart about the buyer or visitor operational guideline. First of all your distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, have to register yourself inside tradexpoindonesia.com/attending/registered to attend. And then after you log in, you will get your account. Then you can directly log in into the virtual exhibition itself. However, you have to validate yourself with an email that's been sent to your email after you're doing register. After that, you will find a main lobby once you successfully log in, and you can choose a variant feature of the exhibition. So you can choose going to the business forum at the first step, or you can go directly to the virtual exhibition itself. Then you can go inside the virtual exhibition, and if you want to operate, you just use WASD key to walk around the hall and hold the right click and move your mouse to look around. Then click the hotspot button to see information about the company profile and product. So there will be 4 different hotspots, and I will show you later. And then you can also click the avatar to communicate directly with the exhibitor. So after you click avatar or digital, we call it usher, then it will be a pop-up message room, and you can do the live chat features in there. And then there will be a agenda menu, so you can choose whatever agenda you want to join, or based on your preference to join the forum. And the last one, there will be another feature that you can explore inside the panel that will be shown in your desktop. Next, Mr. Billy. So inside the virtual exhibition, as a buyer, there will be a buyer feature, and you will get a buyer dashboard. So as I mentioned earlier, there will be a different feature that available inside the virtual exhibition. So first of all, you will see a manage account. So you can manage your account, then inbox. So you will get a notification directly from the admin to inform you about business matching and etc. And then also agenda to see the ongoing agenda or upcoming agenda about a business forum. And there will be a virtual exhibition itself, so you can explore product and services that are available inside. And the last one is business matching, so you can do scheduling or agenda one-on-one with the exhibitors. Next, please. So this is the process flow, similar like the slide before. So after you registered, you will have to validate yourself. Then you can choose whether you go to virtual exhibition itself. So you can do exploring booth visit, and you can communicate using live chat, or you can go to virtual business forum, which is they have a lot of business forum that available in there. So you can choose whether you want to go to which kind of forum you want to join. Next, Pak Billy. So inside the exhibition hall, inside the virtual exhibition, there will be 6 halls occupied differentiate product and services. So first of all, at hall 5, there will be product, premium product and services, then manufacturing product, then furniture and craft product, F&B product, and the last one, which is occupied two halls, there will be a fashion, accessories, and multi-product. Next, Pak Billy. So this is the preview about login page, as you can see. And after that, after you validate, you can go inside to the main lobby. Next, Pak. As I mentioned earlier, you will see the different feature inside your desktop, which is, we call it dashboard. So this is the main lobby. As you can see, the I button, the I with a white mark inside is, we call it hotspot or clickable area. So whenever you click, you will get detailed information in regards to like information, and then business forum, and then DigiNet Pavilion or virtual exhibition hall. Next one. So this is the preview inside the virtual exhibition. So this one, as shown in the screen, as the standard design, special standard design booth for every single tenant. However, there will be a different for when you log in at 10 of November, because there will be a lot of special design and a big pavilion inside the virtual exhibition. Next part. Next. And still, this is the preview one. Next, okay. Next part. Okay, this one, as I mentioned earlier, we call it avatar or digital usher. So whenever you want to communicate with the exhibitor, you have to click the avatar first, then there will be a pop-up feature of the live chat. So you can communicate directly using that live chat room, and then there will be a reply from the representative of each of exhibitor. Next part. So this one is product display. There will be four variant or differentiation about the hotspot. The first of all will be a product display. So you can see a lot of product and services that will be shown inside the virtual exhibition. So as you can see at the above, you will see the picture, and below it, it will be an explanation in regards about the product itself. Next part. And there will be a poster as a marketing tool of a company profile or the target goal or product and services that are available for every single exhibitor. And you can also go to directly to their website, and there will be a brochure which is occupied a lot of product and services inside. So mostly the brochure will be containing more deeper information in regards to product and services, and it will be like ebook, a digital book, so you can read it, or otherwise you can download it. Next part. Yeah, the last one is LED TV, which is like LED in the offline trade expo, trade show, which is you can see the company profile or other marketing tools or placement in regards to every single exhibitor, product or services. Next part. Maybe next. Next. Okay. This is the preview about the Mr. President opening the Trade Expo Indonesia virtual exhibition. And On the left or the right side will be information or explanation from the guest speaker, or also from Bapak Presiden or Ministry of Trade later on. And after that, after the opening ceremony, there will be changed into a couple of business class or business forum. So whenever you want to join, you just click. For example, you can see Garuda 5 or Garuda 5. Then you will click from 2 until 3 o'clock. They will be sending you directly to the Zoom webinar series, something like this. So you can join and able to communicate with the panelists. Next part. From the latest update, we got 690 exhibitors inside virtual exhibition, which occupied 503 or 502, if I'm not mistaken, booths inside the virtual exhibition itself. And as Pak Kasan mentioned earlier, the total buyer is more than 2,000 right now. It's almost like 2,100. So there will be still continuing each day until the show days. There will be a significant improve the buyers number whenever the event will be started. Next part, maybe to conclude my presentation. Next again, Pak. To conclude my presentation, I would like to share the video so all of distinguished guests will understand more about the virtual exhibition, virtual exhibition itself. So please wait. Mr. Billy is preparing to share the video and enjoy.
Trade Expo Indonesia 2020 goes digital. One of the largest virtual trade exhibition in Asia. Trade Expo Indonesia is now made easy and fast to access, presenting online real-time business opportunities in the way like its live event with facilities and infrastructure in 3-dimension visual experience. Online visitors are welcome to take control of the navigation menu to explore booths across different halls. Take your opportunities to benefit from direct online interaction, export products and services. Every booth offers prime product and each comes up with specification details to meet your needs. Sourcing for products are made as simple as clicks on the menu button of Hotspot. Make sure you get prepared for more opportunities at Trade Expo Indonesia Virtual Exhibition 2020. Trade Expo Indonesia virtual event is proudly presented using Virtual Exhibition Indonesia engine system that is created by local Indonesian creator. Organized by Devindo Multi Adiswasti for the Ministry of Trade Republic of Indonesia.
Okay, I think Is that the end of the video? Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Phoebe, for an interesting and comprehensive presentation. I hope now we have more clarity on how the virtual trade expo in Indonesia would look like, and also how we can utilize all the tools and then all the interface in the virtual trade expo in Indonesia to explore new business opportunities, not just for the Indonesian companies, but also for the US companies. Okay, I think right now we can start with the key question and answer session. I think we are ahead of our schedule. So we have several questions already been submitted by the audience. As a reminder, if you have questions, you can please submit it to the Q&A or chat box, and we will get through as many questions as the time allows. And again, I would like to reconfirm the website. If you're interested on attending the virtual Trade Expo Indonesia, please visit tradeexpoindonesia.com or drop us an email to ITPC Chicago, itpc.chicago@itpcchicago.com, or visit our website itpcchicago.com to register your attendance to the event. And I have several questions right now. I will try my best to answer it. Um, my apologies. Some of the our key speakers, due to another schedule, they need to leave the event. But I can assure you, we're still here. The ITBC Chicago and also the team from the Consul General of Chicago is still here to answer all the questions. And also the Mr. VB from the Bindo, I think he will stand by until the end of the event to answer all the questions related to the Trade Expo Indonesia. Um, and I will start with the first question from Jay Eunice about the halal cosmetics in Chicago and how receptive are Indonesians to US made products, and how trusting would they be of halal products originating from the US. I think for this one, Mr. Consul General would like to respond to this question. Consul General, the floor is yours. Loud and clear, sir. The floor is yours, Pamade.
Okay, thank you, Pa Billy. Jay Yunis, thank you very much for your questions. So yes, the Indonesian government has just issued the new regulation on the halal product, and according to the new regulation law issued by the government, the certification of halal products will be simplified, and we have already the government already appoint Badan Penjamin Sertifikasi Halal, or those institutions appointed to supervise the halal product certification in Indonesia to conduct the certifications. And of course, the regulation will be still need to be implemented in some kind of the under law of this regular law. And here we've been in contact with Ivanka, your institution to certify the halal product. So once we are getting more clear information on the certification procedures or requirements, we will be very pleased to inform you. So of course, we also would like to have more halal products from the US to Indonesia, as well as our halal products to the US market. So the halal, the trade on the halal products would be a very promising kind of trade that we would like to have in the future. So please leave your contact here, and we of course very pleased to contact you again to inform you in detail what is the procedures or requirements needed, so the products could be getting the HAL certification from Indonesia. Once again, thank you very much for very interesting and very good question, Yanis.
Thank you, Pamada, for the response. I hope it can answer your question, Mr. J. Yunis. And if I may add, probably just a little bit, the US product, the Indonesian consumer, it's very much like US products, to be honest. And we have plenty of US product, the consumer goods product, especially that being exported to Indonesia, like beef products or even cosmetic products or like food related products. And I think all of them already comply with the halal certification, as Pamade mentioned. As long as it's comply with the halal certification and all the procedures and registration, I think it's no problem to enter the market in Indonesia. And up to the next question from Ibu Rahmidia Larasati, the advisor for Interdisciplinary Center for the Study of Global Change, University of Minnesota. It's a very good question. The first one for Ambassador Lutfi. In regards to the statement on the issue, American market can compete nicely. May you clarify what type of items, 7-8 billions value of monetary and its exchange, US items? Probably I could respond from the US market. If I get it clearly, this is for the US products that enter the Indonesia market. Mostly the 40% of the US products that are exported to Indonesian market are agriculture related products. And also we have like roughly 20% is machineries, electronics, and also other related appliances products. But yeah, agriculture product has been a backbone of United States export to Indonesia. For example, soybean averagely exported around 1.1 to 1.2 billion US dollars, because Indonesia is one of the biggest market for soybean, in not just in the region but also in the world. So, and the demand for US soybean and other US agriculture products remains quite stable and have steady increase throughout the year. So I believe that we can set the basis from that sector, that products, and then probably exploring other new products that can be exported to Indonesia. And also the next question would be about to address to Director General. In thinking China and the US, two biggest destination of export and import, and China has shared One Belt, One Road program, mechanism of cooperative strategy, bargaining, and measurement of ethic. And also how is the agreement between US and Indonesia? Is there any name of such bargaining, possible exchange, or in reverse? Okay, the first one would be, yes, China is our biggest trade partner for Indonesia, and the United States is currently at number 2 largest trade partners in Indonesia. And I believe that Indonesia, it reflects the importance of Indonesia's position for both countries. Not just because Indonesia is the economic powerhouse, the biggest one in the ASEAN region, but also how our market access is relatively open for all the products from all over the world, not just from China, not just from US, but also from other countries. And I believe that we are in support of all the programs, all the initiatives that's been launched by our partners. China has a One Belt One Road program, and then United States have another program, and also we're currently exploring another free trade upgrades with Japan, and also we are already enforced the Indonesia and Australia Comprehensive Economic Partnership. So all of those programs, all of those initiatives in a trade framework, we are in full support. Um, Probably seeing from um, the agreement between US and Indonesia, I think we don't have any name yet for that. It's still in a preliminary level, as I think I'm just echoing what Vice Minister and also Ambassador mentioned, that this is the time, this is the momentum, since the GSP review for Indonesia just concluded few days ago, last week, I believe, and this is the momentum how Indonesia can capitalize though the GSP review and then upgrade it into more comprehensive limited trade deal with United States. We don't have any name yet for that, but we do have plans and strategic. We have developed a strategic timeline for the negotiation with the U.S. and um, we will update you with any developments regarding the negotiation. And also, I would like to answer the next question from Astri Karniani. Um, if any upcoming interest of questions regarding opportunity, what would be the contact office? Okay. Whether a specific commodity or industry category for this new specific bilateral trade opportunity, and is there any tax benefits or fee reduction incentives through this trading opportunity to become more affordable for Indonesian citizens living in US? Pak Made, would you like to respond to the question?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Billy. Yes, of course. We are here at the Consulate General stands ready to, if there's any inquiries or things, assistance needed regarding the economy or trade for any one of you. So we will leave the contact after the webinar. We have, of course, website, emails, WA number, WhatsApp number. So will be provided at the end of our webinar this morning. So please, you can contact us at the consulate at any time, be it through the email or leave us a message. So we will respond to any of your inquiries. That would be our response, Pak Billy. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Pak
Pak
Billy,
Made.
Pak Billy, may I add some information? We can give you our detailed contact in email. What's the question? Asking this question, Ibu Dia.
Just asking.
Yang nanya tadi?
Sorry, we back the
Whether a specific commodity or industry category for this
Astri.
new
Astri.
bilateral. Yes, her name is Astri Karniani, Pak Konjen. And the second question from her is whether a specific commodity or industry category for this new bilateral trade opportunity.
Yeah. The first question, again, if I may add some information that we have detailed email address and office address and the contact number, as you can see in the screen. And for the specific commodities that we are now trying to enhance with the United States, from our perspective of Indonesian perspective, that we spend at this time we have scheme 575 that can we explain here. The first five is, we call it the main product that has a good existing export to Indonesia, to United States is apparel, rubber product, footwear, electronic, and furniture. This is the first 5 main products that we have already schemed to be boosted to the United States market at the moment, and the other 7 so-called medium potential product to export from Indonesia to United States, wood product. Second, travel goods. The third is chemist product. The fourth is artificial flowers and feathers. And fifth is toys, paper and paperboard, and jewelry. This the other 7 category that we call the potential product that has a potential market in United States of Indonesia, and the medium long term that we have made for our plan to boost our export to United States consists of machinery, automotive, optical and medical equipments, and plastic product, and the last one is organic chemist product. That's the scheme that we so-called 575 product, export product categories that we have. Then we have planned from now on to boost this scheme to increase our export numbers to the United States. I think that will answer your question.
Thank you, Pak Consul General. And thank you, Pak Made, for the response. And if I probably may add, for the third question, is there any tax benefits or fee reductions for the Indonesian products that enter the US market and vice versa? I believe, as I mentioned at the beginning of the event, the Indonesia's export to the United States experience would benefit from the GSP facility, where there are about, I think, 700 to 900 lines of products that gets 0% tariff from the United States, and vice versa. Some of the United States top export products to Indonesia has benefit from 0% tariff lines, including soybean and also feed meal and some of the agriculture products, ranging from 0% to probably 2.5%. But I believe we continue to negotiate with the United States how we can simplify or eliminate any trade barriers, and also either non-tariff or tariff barriers, so our trade can increase in a relatively short time. And also move on to the next questions from Febi from Indonesia, asking about kratom, supply of kratom from Indonesia. If I may answer this question, yes, kratom is one of the unique products that only 90% of the producer is in Indonesia. It's indigenous plants or herbal plants from Indonesia, and it's currently has a high demand in the US market. I believe if you may, Bufebi, if you could please drop us an email, because we could discuss about this probably separately, how we could help you to market your products, your kratom products in the United States, and also how we could facilitate you to introduce you to your related buyers in the United States. Our email is itpc.chicago@itpcchicago.com, and we will gladly help you with your inquiries and questions. And also from Mauricio Manzur. Mauricio, thank you for joining us, my friend. and how we can find a trusted third party to do inspections in Indonesia during productions and prior to shipping the cargo. Well, I think some of the surveyor companies or pre-ship and inspection companies um, we have a lot of those companies in Indonesia, and it's a normal process in Indonesia. I could definitely provide you the short list of companies that might be of help and can provide you assistance to do the pre-ship and inspection before the goods being shipped to United States. Um, I will drop you an email to give you more information about it. Um, Pak Madu, would you like to add something onto this question?
I think it's enough, Pak Billy.
Okay, thank you. Hope it clarifies, Mauricio. And then I think this is the next question is from Ida Williams. If we wish to export food products to the US for the first time, how big of a budget we're looking in terms of getting our products registered with the US FDA, considering these are products from Indonesian small and medium enterprises? It's a very good question. We have been in full support of the Indonesian SMEs, and we understand that one of the main obstacles for the SMEs, especially for consumer goods products, to export their products to the United States is they need to comply with the very strict regulations from the US FDA, not just from US FDA, but sometimes um, you need approval from another agencies such as USDA or US Customs and so on. But I believe right now, some of the U.S. enterprises has provide a service to help Indonesian companies or Indonesian small medium companies to get the certification that they need or to get through all the procedures and process from the US FDA, including the product registration or lab testing or even labeling process and how to comply with the packaging regulation and labeling regulations in accordance to the US FDA regulations. So um, uh, the budget, I think it varies, starting from, I believe, starting from 150 US to probably higher price. But if you are interested on getting more information about it, I would gladly help you with the process and introduce you to some of the companies. Or um, the second option would be is cooperate with the importers or distributors in United States, the local ones. So usually what happens is that the importer, US importer or local distributor in here, they will help the exporter to cover the expenses for the registration process with the US FDA or to cover the expenses for everything, the whole package, labeling, packaging, US FDA, USDA, and everything. And some of the our SME products from Indonesia already benefit from that one. There's a sambal product, a chili paste product from Indonesia that's being supported by the local importers in here in the United States, and also other chips products, I believe, and some of the other food products already being supported by our diaspora importers, which is located in the West Coast area. But yeah, if you're interested in learning more about it, Bu Aida, you could contact us or drop us an email, or we will discuss about it more thoroughly. Um, and then for the next question from Bu Titi, for approval of US halal certification bodies. Okay, this is the next question about halal certification bodies itself. I think we need a separate session for this one because the process itself is still ongoing process in Indonesia, and I believe um, we can help with the registration either for the US halal certification body. And you are absolutely correct that US government doesn't have any agency that specifically handle halal certification. So it's more into private entities or private companies that handles, or private association that handles the halal certification. But I think we are still open for a cooperation with those agencies. The BPGPH from Indonesia, I think, has formulated a specific set of regulation to accommodate those issues. Please drop us an email to ITPC or to Indonesian Consulate in Chicago to learn more about the halal certification and how the BPGPH can work with the private halal certification bodies. Pak Made, do you have anything to add to this question?
Yes, thank you, Pak Billy. Ibu Titi Rayu, thank you for your questions. If I may add some information, yes, of course, this trade in halal product will be very interesting and very prospectus in the future between the US and Indonesia, following the new law from the our Minister of Religious Affairs. Of course, this is you've been rightly mentioning the G2G agreement. However, if I may inform you, Bu Titi, there is actually agency which is handling this halal certification in the US. It is this Islamic Food and Nutrition Council of America, or IFANCA in brief. That's the agency that's been handling these matters in the US. And I see the representative of IFANCA actually is with us in this webinar, Ibu Grace Cahyono. I think she's with us. So perhaps later I can connect you with Ms. Grace Cahyono from IFANCA. So if there's any specific questions, you could also discuss with IFANCA regarding anything you need on how we can handle, or we can Indonesia or companies in Indonesia can export halal products to the US. And IFANCA has been in intense relation with, before BPGPH, it's with MUI has been, and IFANCA has been already been getting some letter of appointment from the MUI to have to handle this trade on halal products in regards with the US. So at the agencies level, actually, things been going, Ibu Titi, but of course, we will look with our colleagues at the our embassy in Washington, D.C. In response to our new regulation on halal products in Indonesia, as has been mentioned by Mr. Billy Anugrah, that we have a new regulation, and we will still look in the details on how we can proceed further in response to that law to optimize our trade in the halal product. I think that's the information that I could add, Pak Billy. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Made, for your response. I think we have reached the end of the event. We don't have any question and answer left in our Q&A box.
Dari si Pak Billy.
Yes, Consul General.
There is one question from Marine Captain.
Marine Captain.
She perfection. Could you answer the question, Pak Billy?
about the seafood products.
Mr. Leven Chow put it in the chat room instead of the Q&A chat room.
Okay, noted. Thank you, Consul General. Yes, the next. My apologies. Still have one question left in the chat box. It's from Levin Cow. From Levin Captain. How are you, sir? It's been a while. So Levin Cow visited the Indonesia last year. I think it's during December with me as well to explore opportunities in the seafood market and also seafood products. Um, it says the question is we're looking for producers and suppliers for pre-cooked white and brown rice for the U.S. customers. We also need whole mackerel, etc., and other fish products. Thank you for your interest and thank you for your question. Um, we do have plenty of white and brown rice producers and Indonesian manufacturers. In fact, we have been exporting those products to the countries all over the world. And also, we have plenty of producers for mackerel and seafood. You witnessed it yourself, Mr. Chow, last year. There are like numbers of seafood producers and exporters in Indonesia. We will be more than happy to provide you with a list, and we will contact you separately after this to follow up your questions and inquiries. And oh, there's another question. Okay, this will probably the last question because it's already 10:26. The last question is from Yanira Gonzalez. Can you please speak about how the Indonesian government is improving registration processes for dietary supplements and cosmetics manufactured in the U.S.? It is important to improve registration processes to encourage U.S. companies to enter the Indonesian market. Yes, thank you, Yanira, for your question. Yes, there are several steps that needs to comply by the U.S. exporters of cosmetic products. I think if you're already familiar with the process itself, we have an agency in Indonesia called BPOM. It's similar like U.S. FDA in the United States, and I believe that the registration, the process, and the regulation relatively same with the U.S. FDA regulation. So it only needs registration number for the products, and then you can do it online. And then the process usually just for the registration will take about 2 days at most. And then if it requires another step of laboratory checking, lab checking, or they have to test the products, etc. They will announce it after the registration process is concluded. And then usually the process next step it will take about a week or so. So and all of the process can be concluded online. The application is full online, and then all the processes, the verifications, and also the approval will be sent via email. So I believe the regulation for that one it's much simpler right now in Indonesia. And if you face any difficulties regarding the process and everything, we will be more than happy to help you in our office as well. Please send us an email about the issues, and we will address it to the BPOM in Jakarta accordingly. I think we have reached the end of our event today. Thank you so much for all the audience that has been joining us and stay with us until the end of the event. Due to the time limit, we regrettably uh, have to end the Q&A session. Um, if you have more follow-up questions or inquiries about trade investment or about the virtual trade expo Indonesia 2020, you may contact the Consulate General of Indonesia in Chicago and also ITP in Chicago. We will provide you the contact details after this one. Um, Again, thank you to a great audience who joined us for today's webinar and all the honorable speakers for sharing their insight and expertise. And thank you for the Indonesian Consul General in Chicago, His Excellency Mr. Mary Santiago, and all the team from the Consul General in Chicago for its full support to make this event possible. Before we close this event, I will invite Consul General to deliver a few closing statements. Consul General, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Billy. Uh, Having a lively and good discussion for and joining this webinar almost for 2 hours. I believe that some of you might have still questions and queries about what we have explained in the seminar. But unfortunately, time brings us to end this seminar. In this regard, I would like to thank you for everyone who has been participating in this seminar, in this webinar. The discussion was lively, and I sincerely hope that it jumpstart our way forward in a more comprehensive way, and that will end in mutually beneficial trade transaction for both Indonesia and the US. Allow me to remind you one more time that the registration to the Trade Expo Indonesia is now already open. I urge you, I hope you can register right away at the www.tradeexpoindonesia.com. Indonesia Consulate General in Chicago and Indonesia Trade and Promotion Center in Chicago are also stand ready to provide the necessary assistance that you might have asked that question in the chat, Q&A chat rooms. We are ready to be contacted by all of you, whatever you want to look for the Trade Expo, for the products or exhibitors or anything related to the Trade Expo Indonesia. We are ready here to help and to give you some information related to the Trade Expo Indonesia. And because of the time as well, I have to conclude my remarks that please stay healthy and safe, and see you in Virtual Trade Expo Indonesia on November 10 to 16, 2020. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Consul General, for your closing remarks. Again, audience, thank you for joining and staying with us for more than 2 hours. And if you have any additional questions or inquiries, or you would like to connect directly with us or US Indonesian companies, Indonesian enterprises, or to learn more about Indonesia, you can either reach out directly using the contact information that has been given previously on the slide, or you can reach us out, check our website at www.itpcchicago.com, and also the Indonesian Consulate in Chicago's official website. Thank you for your time and have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.